Have we started?
I feel like, well, we're here in America in our kitchen.
We're finally at home. Like, we're literally finally at home.
No.
Three Real Brothers podcast in a house.
That's better than that.
This is awesome.
That's cool.
So we're in our new studio here in LA, in Venice, actually.
Venice Beach.
Because you know, if you're from Fort Worth, you don't want to say people say Dallas. So let's be fair. We're here in Venice, California, the greater Los Angeles area, and this is our first time doing a podcast, not only out of studio,
right,
out of state, out of city. So we have transplanted all the way to Venice, California. I'm excited. I'm elated, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and keep rocking with us, man. We're gonna keep growing, and we're gonna keep growing and keep growing. Y'all keep staying, we're gonna keep going.
Absolutely.
I should make that a song.
Yeah, you should.
Please don't.
Oh, okay. All right, my bad.
Thank you.
All right, back on track. Anyway. Okay. So now, real talk. Let's do how we always do. This is the Three Real Brothers podcast. This is with my co-host.
What's up, everybody? Kenny Gardner. Yep.
I don't think we have to.
You know what? I felt like I needed to do it because I felt like we were in a new city. I just felt like brand new. You know what I'm saying?
That's what people do when they travel. They start.
I feel like I want to do something different. I was like, I just had to feel like I had to reintroduce myself.
Yo, what's up? This is Kenny.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, he started talking slower.
I was just listening to my Jodeci just a minute ago. I was just kind of
licking your lips.
I was feeling it, man. I was just feeling it. Yeah.
What's up, this Kenny?
Kenny
Gardner. Not the pause in between James Bond. All right. Anyway, Kyle, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Kyle.
All right, let's jump right into it. How was y'all week, man? We're here in LA because I had a show here last night at KTRL Studios.
Yeah, shout out to you.
Where we're shooting our podcast at today.
Thank you to KTRL Studios. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
So I did my first content only comedy show last night, which will be based here in Venice in the studios. A success. I had a comedian Clint Coley and Jasmine Ellis.
Shout out to Clint and Jasmine coming through. They killed it.
Killed it. Bro, killed it. Like I was not expecting. Well, I don't want to say that because I have high expectations for myself. But I was pleased with how well the show went.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like everybody was happy, everybody was satisfied. It's gonna be something big for comedians because it's going to allow you to have great footage and great content of your comedy, which instead of having your iPhone set up in the improv, you know what I mean? Like
paying your homeboy.
Exactly. Hey, can you hit play? And then there's somebody walking in by. And, you know what I mean? Like you don't know if your phone's going to fall. You run out of memory.
That's
whatever.
$500 by the way.
Exactly right. Yeah, exactly.
You got to pay somebody to record on the phone.
Exactly. Or if you hired your own, like how much would it cost? Especially the quality of footage that you're getting.
Absolutely.
And so like being able to create that and have this for comedians is a huge deal, and so I want to make sure I'm gonna cut that and tag that later.
Nice. I see what
we get back to the podcast.
I see what you did there. I see what you did.
Yeah.
All right, so Kyle, Scooter, you want to tell them how your week was?
I'm excited about it, man. It's just to get a chance. We work together. You know what I mean? I think that's just people it's not always what you do. It's about how you do it and who you do it with.
Facts.
And I think it's dope, man, to be able to do a movie. I can actually say I've worked with both of my brothers on projects where I got paid for.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Not in meals and credit.
Yeah. Thanks for this chicken.
Meals and credit, right. IMDb credit.
Exposure.
Yeah. You get exposure.
The opportunity. The opportunity. They love pitching that one.
You don't know what's going to happen. I do if you pay
me. Right.
What you mean? I don't know what's going to happen.
Anyway, let's don't make fun of small beginnings. How was your week?
Week's good. Actually moved out here a month ago. So
To LA.
Yeah, been out here for about a month, and boy, is it different.
I was just about to say, do you like it?
What'd you find? What's different? Why you find
the biggest difference?
The biggest difference, if I'm being honest,
don't lie.
Yeah. That's a terrible way to start, right?
Don't ever trust somebody and say if I'm being honest. So what you be the other time?
Hey, real talk.
I'm gonna shoot you straight.
I'm gonna keep it a band with you.
Okay, so what are you doing the other times?
Right.
Yeah, it's a whole different vibe and pace out here. Like the Southern hospitality does not exist out here like that. Yeah, it is. It's weird because I'm like, you know what I mean? It's I make eye contact with somebody. And it's just like, in the South, you kind of speak like, hey, how you doing? Good morning. And you do that to people. People look at you here. It's like, no, I don't have any money.
Yeah, I'm like, what? I think he's trying to rob me with kindness.
So why is he talking to me?
Trying to set me up. They start looking over their shoulder. Like, yo, who else coming?
It's not a good fucking day. Man, what do you want?
Yeah. All right, have a good one.
Yeah, that was the hardest thing.
That was the hardest thing for me too.
It's like, bro, I say hi to people.
Right.
That's what I do when I see them. I say hi. Now it's like, wait, just Kris, mind your business. Mind your business. Like, I almost say sorry and then say sorry for saying sorry. Sorry. I mean, sorry. Don't worry about it. Just keep going.
That's the one thing that's definitely for me, because I had to adjust to it. It felt like everybody's just like, okay, what do you have to offer me? Right? If you don't have nothing to offer me, then get out of my face. Like, don't talk to me. I'm like, well, I'm really just saying, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't have anything to offer you, and I don't want anything from you. I'm just saying, what's up?
It's hard to meet somebody who doesn't want something from you.
You know what I mean? And I think because of that, people just in general, I think that
they're ready. They're ready to like, all right, stop the bullshit.
And low key, another thing too, like there hasn't been a Target I've been in where there's been like a robbery in progress. I don't know what it is, but every time I go into Target, somebody's stealing. Somebody's stealing. There's a robbery in progress. I'm like, look, can I get
nobody get shot or nothing, right?
It's just strong on robbery.
They ain't marching or nothing. They just stealing.
It was crazy. It was crazy. I was legit in a Starbucks, and I'm like, okay, because I usually go this way. I usually do my work. So I get up there, like, all right. So I'm standing in line, and this dude just walks in, and I'm not, but I'm peeking up my shoulder because I'm like, it's early in the morning, but still, I'm peeking up my shoulder. And my man goes to the containers, the sandwiches they leave out. I mean, he loaded up. While I'm over here, I low-key got upset because I'm like, wait, I'm paying $5.20. I could just walk out with it. But my man he was shopping and like ignored me and went to the counter, and I was just looking at him. I was like, maybe he might play. Maybe he gonna pay for my drink. He's like, have a good one, and just walked out. With the stuff. And I'm over here like, yeah, here you go.
Wait, like a basket?
No, he had it. My man was like self-responsible. He was asking me to help him pick it up. Hey man, can you pick that up for me? Like, yeah, I got you, bro.
The stuff he had
table. And so I'm confused because I'm like, okay.
You like, is there a march or something going on?
I'm like, am I missing a memo here? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm behind on this. But like, I would go in there and I'm just mind blown because I'm like, okay, it's one thing to steal something I guess you necessarily need. I'm never gonna get upset with somebody for stealing like grapes in a water or something like that, like food or something. Like, okay, I get that. But my man was stealing containers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like coffee mugs with no coffee mugs. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, you don't even need that.
I hate when my dishes be off.
I'm like, bro. Then he went outside and was like playing with this shit. I'm like, yo, you're not even using that. Like, what is
$5.
Yeah. He outside selling this shit. Bro, I was cold as
LA for you.
And nobody called the cops, and I was like, so this the new norm.
Just let him go. Let him go.
Forget about it. So I'm like, so this is actually the one time I was actually like, I actually felt bad for these companies because I'm like, you would go to Target and you go to like these stores.
That's why they jacking up the prices throughout the rest of the country.
They like, we gotta make up for LA. We gotta make our money off of you guys.
I'm like, man, you go in the stores and they be like half empty. Like, man, business must be booming, but they actually get robbed. They get robbed. They're closing stores down legit.
Because they have rules here that you're not supposed to chase. Like all that. Like there's laws here that, or like one of them is like
they're protecting people that steal. So it's crazy.
Exactly. So I mean, in Texas.
We don't play that.
They'll shoot you. Somebody will get you. You see the Houston Jack in the Box lady?
Oh yeah.
She got him over curly fries.
Over some curly fries. That's right.
So I don't know what the dude got mad about, whatever, but he started throwing stuff.
He was from Florida. He ain't know.
He didn't know he was from Florida.
He like,
so she went back there and got a revolver.
She didn't even go back. If you watch the video, it was on her.
She had that thing. We like, look. Oh, them fries mean that much.
She did a turnaround too. She did the let me walk away from the situation. Nah, fuck it. Turned around.
He threw a Diet Coke at me before noon. Not today.
They pulled that pistol out.
It
went out the window as he was driving away.
He seen it when he seen the gun. He was like, oh no, he just fried. But she was like, nah.
It's deeper than fries right now. It's deeper than fries.
Texas is different.
It's deep fried.
So that was another thing that judged me too. Like people like you know what I mean, like a lot of honking of the horn and stuff. Because Dallas got like the road rage is insane.
Yeah, for sure. If you honk the horn at Dallas, they would shoot you.
People didn't understand where Southern hospitality came from, especially Texas. Like everybody's so nice in Texas. Well, if you got a gun at your hip, I'm gonna be nice to you too. Like,
I'm trying to be nice to dissolve.
Exactly. You have to try to keep a respect level. Here they don't have to do that.
No,
that's why you'll see somebody be like, "Fuck you, you're an asshole," and you'll be like, "Hey, bro, somebody about to get shot." It's just like coming from Texas. You like, but here they just like, no, that's just how we. That's how we resolve conflict.
Yeah, exactly. You just got. It's like the old Western days. You know, we do a 10 steps and we draw. You know,
it's so funny. Bro. Like, I'm like, bro, why is it? That was different.
That was different. And then cost of living is another thing because the food is taxed, everything, gas is out.
I only like
$5 happy hour around here.
I only like $8. I come here, I eat once. I buy one meal and I spread it out.
That was the first thing I was like, man. I'm serious. I'm used to being in Texas to where when I moved out, I'm used to being in Texas where you go out, okay, yeah, $3 crown and down. You know what I'm saying? Like you go out to the bar, happy hour, bam, $3-4, bam, I give me a crown and Coke, whatever, I'm good. Right? Out here, nah. It's like that happy hour was like $12 margaritas. I'm like, really?
But it's not the initial price to get you some taxes.
Oh yeah, it's taxes.
It's 37%. Like, cause you'll buy something and you'll be like, oh, it's only $50, right? And then you'll take it to the counter and like, all right, 80. Like, wait, what? I only wanted one.
Right?
Yeah. What happened between me reaching for my wallet? What happened
between me walking from here? Sir, it say 50. He like, but
tell us about it.
At 37% is a trip.
It different.
You be like, damn, I can't afford the taxes. I can't.
Right. Man. But speaking of this like Western culture thing, man, like, do you like? Because I've just been out here and I used to talk to people about it, and they asked me about like dating out here is different. You get what I'm saying? And it was like, do you think and do you think that's just like maybe I'm gonna say a West Coast thing or maybe a Western culture thing?
Well, dating is different out here because marriage is not a necessity like it is down south. You see what I'm saying? Right. So like,
I think go ahead.
No. I'm just saying like, so in the South, where we're at, like, it's more traditional values, right?
Right.
Like the progressive thought process hasn't all the way reached down there. So what does everybody do at 20 and 23 and 24? Everybody's getting married.
Get married, have kids. Like, that's what you want to do.
Bro, they're 37 and happy single. You know what I mean? Like, they be dating or casuals, but they won't. Like, marriage is not a necessity like it is here. So, like how you were asking, like the question, like why is it down south we feel like marriage is such a necessity, right? But then you're out here and marriage is not a necessity at all.
You know, I've tried to figure that out. I think I don't want to say it's progressive thinking because for me, it's always been like, it never really felt like a necessity for me. You know what I'm saying? Which made it.
But you did. If you grew up there, they're saying, "Hey, no, you need to get married." You met this in Texas. If you meet a good girl, what do they say? You better marry her. You better marry her. What you waiting on? What you waiting on? What you waiting on?
Right. But then I think that's the I think that's like you said. There's like you're trying to go. It's like I always felt like I didn't have a Southern mentality even growing up in the South.
For sure.
So that's why it was always a struggle for me. Because it was like every decision you make, they're like, okay, well, when you gonna get married? And I'm like, well, I ain't where I want to be yet. You know what I'm saying? Or when you gonna get married? I'm trying to go. You know what I'm saying? And like, so they push it on you. You know what I'm saying?
Why? Why do they push it? Like, why do they feel the pressure?
I don't know. Because I don't know if it's tradition.
That's what I'm getting at.
I think it's
traditional thinking.
It's traditional thinking. It's like, okay, you meet somebody, okay, you have a good time, you enjoy it, whatever. Oh, that's a good girl. You need to marry her. You know what I'm saying?
But now with inflation, with how everything works, I don't think marriage should be pushed on any. I think you should literally, and as a man, and I think this is kind of coming around now. Women are saying, "Yo, don't even try to talk to me until you have your finances set." Right? They're finally starting to see it like that instead of, "Well, if you love me, no, you would marry me." You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, that's a funny thing because Speaking of the finances aspect of it,
for sure.
So also too, I think this is where we kind of fall a little bit traditional mindset of the man's the breadwinner and the woman's not. Well, it's a little bit different now. Women are making way more money now. So now, if you actually think about it from a technicality standpoint of that too, you're actually combining finances. Because now it's not a woman who's just sitting around not doing nothing. They actually work a lot more. They're making that. So.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I think, go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah. And so I think sometimes the connotation is like, okay, if I get in a relationship and stuff, I need to have my finances right. But if we put our finances together, that's more money.
But that's not how it is. Because traditional value goes, say you go out to eat. Right. Who's gonna pay?
Well, now it's different.
I'm saying traditional value shows when you go out to eat, even if you're married, when you go out to eat, what's the expectation?
The expectation. There you go. Now we're getting somewhere. Expectations. Then it's usually the guy. That kind of falls on that aspect.
And that's what I'm saying. So why? Like, so I agree. Yes, how it should be. How it should be is literally like, I don't want to say you got your own money, I got my own money, but I mean, we shouldn't have money problems if we both have great jobs, right? But with inflation, I mean, really, you need a third person in your relationship. If you really want to talk about it, now listen.
Now hold on, man.
Listen. Let me finish.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, clear it up. Wait a minute.
Let me finish. Okay, so you need nowadays there needs to be 3 sources of income, right? So there's either 2 people that have one person has 2 jobs,
right,
or another person and the other person has 1 job. Right. Or you need the third stream of income. Most people don't have time. So if I'm working 2 jobs, now you're not getting the attention that you need. You're complaining about that. You're saying all that, right? If I'm doing 2 jobs, I'm making that money. I'm making up for it, but you're losing because a person can only give 100%, right? And so if I'm at work and I'm giving 50% to this job and 50% to this job, this person is getting 0%. There's no percentage that can be refilled in a person's day. Like how you are when you wake up, you're 100%. That's the most interactive you're going to be. That's the most talkative you're going to be. When you first wake up, that's your 100%. Throughout that day, people will take away that percentage from you. Sure. So if you have 2 jobs, and if you care about your job, you're putting 35, 40% towards that job, 35, 40% towards this job. It's 80% taken out. So that's 20% that's left for your kids, for your eating, for everything else that you're doing in life. So with that other person, with that third stream of income, now that person could focus on this. He could focus on this.
Who's that other third person?
That's on you. That's on you. I'm open to that.
Okay, so you're open to one guy over there. So you're open to have 2 wives. Like if you think about traditional, so how did Muslims used to do it?
Original start.
Chris had a point because and I agree with you saying because marriage. Let's go back biblical days. Marriage was a point of you wanted to get married to have a bunch of kids because that was your financial source. That's how you live. Yeah. You need your kids to grow up to run the farm or whatever, and that's how you survive.
That's why you had a bunch of kids.
That's how you had a bunch of kids. If you didn't have any kids at all, then you moved in with somebody or worked for somebody who did have a large family that you grow in. That was the wealthy people. People wealthy had a lot of kids. Yeah. They had multiple wives, so they had multiple kids. Right? That was the tradition. That was the thing. And I think
arranged marriages.
Yeah, that's what arranged marriage. That's what they literally have arranged marriage. Hey,
that's where marriage came from.
Yes.
Arranged marriage.
Right.
Like marriage is not something that everybody used to do. That was a rich people thing. When the king got married, the king's wedding, like that was a big deal because you're bringing together kingdoms.
Right.
He was marrying the prince the princess from another kingdom.
Right.
And that's where marriage came from. That's how it connected.
Right.
Marriage didn't come from
like,
love.
Oh, he's so cute.
He loved me. Like, oh my God, he treated me good, girl.
It wasn't so much that.
Well, but I also think too, because I see what you're saying about the 3 household, or the 3 income house. But you know what? Mm-hmm. To use your example I think a lot of times I think what's really going on, the core of things is that we're having unrealistic expectations in relationships and marriage. I think that's the core of everything. Even for you put it, that is legit the core of now. To try to date somebody now, there's so many unrealistic expectations of someone. We have checklists. Especially for women, but also men too. Men in a way, we have our checklist too. You know what I mean? You gotta have big ass, big tits. You gotta have this. Yeah, but here's the thing. Though. You gotta maintain some form of that too. So the pressure still falls on both ways. But I think it's just getting to the point where it is glorified and it's just an unrealistic expectation. So now when you have that, it's almost impossible to date. It's impossible to
It's
feel
not what happened was expectations changed and evolved over. Like the expectations stayed the same, but then the needs evolved over time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so it turned it into unrealistic expectations. Because 50 years ago or 70 years ago, these expectations would have been easy. Not easy, but you know what I mean? That's where they kind of came from. Right. But now you can't have this traditional values with this progressive world, with the inflation.
Yeah, they don't carry over, and I think that's what people are struggling with. Is like they're trying to fit. I think it was a video they were watching. He said we're living in a new age time with medieval thinking.
Yeah. I think his quote was we are prehistoric creatures living in medieval times with godlike technology.
Yes, and
that's well said.
Yeah.
Say that again.
So it's guys. This the voice. We watched it on YouTube, but this hit home. Again. He says we are prehistoric creatures living in medieval times with godlike technology.
That is.
And he's like, what do you think is gonna happen?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yep.
That's
and it was funny. So I was looking it up. I was looking up. The highest. Who has the highest divorce rate is Western culture countries.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why, because maybe our access to financial things, our technology, like we have, because of that, and it's just for me, I'm starting to see, and for me, it makes more sense, is that when you're exposed to a lot more things.
There you go. So
right? Because of this technology, the world we live in now. It's nothing for us now. It used to be like, oh man, I'm going to California, from whatever, and it used to be like that was a big thing. But now it's like nothing, man. I booked a flight to come out here on Monday. You know what I'm saying? It's like our access to this entire world has changed, and so therefore our access to people in this entire world has opened up, and so therefore social media. But so therefore our standards now is like, like you said, is like, hey, some of these standards, they may seem unrealistic, but they are realistic because I met 3 people that were like that. But, you know what I'm saying, or seen this or that. You know what I'm saying?
But the counter to that, and this is I think where we get caught up in, is we thinking that quantity is better over quality.
Who's saying that?
Well, you just say. Most people saying you think just because
you would
have
rather
the
a
abundance,
comedian with 2 million followers than a comedian that's really funny.
Exactly.
So I can't answer for comedians like that.
But an actor, you'd rather an actor with 2 million followers than an actor that's really good.
They're finding out that's not working out. You know what I'm saying? That's why they know. They're starting to revert back to go, we don't care about how many followers you have. But, you know what I'm saying? Because they're starting to realize that even though you're an actor and you got 20 million followers or whatever, 10 million followers or whatever you got, or you just a social media influencer, they probably put you in movies and realize, it's not really working because you still can't act.
Well, but they're just trying to sell tech. But at this point though, it's quality though. That's the problem. You know what I mean? I think somebody made a hell of a quote. He's like, I can't remember who said it, but he's like, there's a lot of great men out here. There's a lot of great people out here, but there's not a lot of good people. And I think what he meant by that was
so it's either they're great or they're not.
Exactly. And there's not a lot of good people in terms of maybe in terms of that too. So I think we're getting caught up in quantity. Yes, we're having abundance of information, access to different people and everything, but the quality of it. I don't think we're valuing the quality of a person.
What determines quality, though? You know what I'm saying?
Morals, principles, the basic things. I think
that varies per person, though.
It does. But you can't tell me that there is a lot of good people out here. I don't know. There's still good people. I disagree with you on that. But you can't tell me there is a lot of good people.
I disagree with that.
I think there's more good people.
I think there's a lot. I think there is.
Do you think so?
I think there's.
Okay, let's put it this way. Let's put it in that side of the world. Okay, let's just maybe even put it in the market of LA.
There's good people.
There is. I did not say that there were no good people. I just said there's not a lot of good people. I'm talking about somebody. So here we go. What's your definition?
I disagree because I think you will meet more good girls than you will meet bad ones. Like if you think women, like if you meet a woman, like some women be like, don't get rid of this good girl, don't get rid of this good girl. But think about your life. Think about how many people you know. Think about all the women that you know. Most of them are good.
Yeah,
most of them would be a good catch.
Yeah, most of them be a good.
So I guess let me go ahead and reiterate this. Okay, in terms of, I guess we all have different definitions of good. So when you define that, okay. So when you define that word, so what is your definition of good? Let me see.
A good person.
It
depends on what you're talking about.
It varies per person. You get what I'm saying? Like there's some needs. Like I mean, it varies. So this is the example that was once given to me, that a couple sitting at this restaurant, they've been married for 20 years, right? Sure. The husband is going to say about his wife, man, that's a great person. Man, she's amazing. She's made for me. She's a wonderful person, right?
Right.
And then there's another couple sitting at this table at the same restaurant. They've been married for 15 years. He's going to say the same thing. Man, my wife's amazing. She's wonderful. I ain't never, blah, 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 right? But if you switch the two husbands, right, and switch the tables, they're going to be like, okay, this woman I'm with, and like, man, I don't know, she ain't like this or she ain't like that. But doesn't mean that woman's not a good person. You get what I'm saying?
That person's not right for them.
So that's what I'm saying. Okay, so when you say there's not a lot of good people out there, I disagree. I think there's a lot of good people out.
Okay.
I think it's just about finding what you need.
Who's good for you?
Who gets and fits for you. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Right. No, it does. It does.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good people out. That's my opinion. I think there are, and I think you just got to find. I think every person is different. Every person requires different things. Every person has different expectations level and tolerance levels of certain things.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so for example, so we're out in LA. There's abundance of people and stuff. Why is it so hard for people to date here?
Well, it's hard to date. To go back to what we were saying, it's hard to date.
And just specifically, I guess, in LA.
We can't speak for LA with 10 million people here. You know what I'm saying? You can't speak for everyone.
I don't think it's not hard to date.
I don't think it's not hard to date.
It's hard. It's not hard to date.
Yeah,
what it is, it's just different.
Yeah,
like,
you think it's
what's your expectation for dating?
Well, most people date to get married.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
I said. Most people get in relationships at a certain point. You don't sit aside and like, hey, I'm gonna date you just to be like that. Most people have that.
That's not true.
That's not true.
That's a traditional way of thinking.
It's a traditional.
Most people date to fuck.
Hold on, but why would you have to date him if you just fuck him?
Because after a while, women want some kind of commitment to keep fucking you.
So hold on. The guys or the girls? What do you refer to?
Like anybody.
So I guess
you're not leading shit.
Yeah,
she's leading.
Right. So
men do not lead in a relationship. Women make you think that you're leading by giving you an option that she's telling you what to do.
Fair.
So you're not leading. So when you're dating, you're not thinking about anything as a man. I've never met a man who was like, you know what, I'm gonna meet this girl and I'm gonna do this and we're gonna go here and we're gonna do this. Like, that's not what we do. We're like, what do I can do to keep getting pussy?
I know a few guys. I know a few guys who actually were like, okay, for example, one of my best friends, he was like, yo, I'm gonna be married by 30.
That's what I'm saying.
But hold on. This is
who does that?
Guys.
But that's with options. But that's guys with options who doing that.
But hold on. See, when we keep saying options though, quantity over quality.
But it's not. I can introduce you to 19 good girls today.
Yes,
today. We can walk down the street
that you would want to marry, have kids, live the rest of your life out with.
They're women.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Yeah.
What does that mean? No, I said you. I said you, not them.
Yes.
You're like, I guarantee. So let me ask you this. You come across a lot of girls and you're like, yo, you know what? I can marry you. I want you to have my kids and we can live happily ever after. Bullshit. If all we want is sex, you just said.
Having the need for it and having the want to get is different. What I'm saying is, you're saying, could you do it? Could you get with it? I can meet 10 girls a day and like I'm already there. But I'm just saying, like, the fact that yes, I could meet people. And have you fell in love with anybody else other than one person in your life?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So that means there are many good girls out there.
Here's my test. Hold on.
They can be good at the time, but then you end up breaking up anyway. So that's
just time. So if you break up with your wife, I mean, that doesn't mean. See what I'm saying? That doesn't mean before you didn't think she was perfect and all this other stuff.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. I'm gonna take this. Do you think? Okay, let me ask you. So do you believe in, I guess, say true love? And do you think that people? Hold on.
I believe in true love. I don't believe in one person that has a true love. There's 7 billion people. You're not going to tell me there's one person that's right.
That part,
it's crazy.
So you feel like, okay,
Now, can you actually honestly say you were in love with somebody if you fall out of love? Like, what is it like? Like for I guess
love is an emotion.
It's not true. No. Love is not emotion. No. Love is an action. I don't think love is an emotion. Love is an action. Love is an action.
No.
Love is an action.
Okay, so
love is not emotion.
No.
It's interesting because it is emotion tied to it, but overall,
it's an action.
No, it's an emotion, but you express it through commitment. Love isn't emotion.
So you feel like love is expressed through commitment?
Yeah, love is an emotion, but it is expressed through commitment. You know what I'm saying?
But I want to. So hold on. So you think love is an emotion, and you think love is an action?
I think it's an action. He said.
I'm saying it's both because you can have love for somebody, but I show my love to you by my commitment to you.
To have love is an emotion. You have an emotion.
Yeah, it's emotion. That's
what I'm getting at.
What is love? What emotion?
That's what I'm
saying.
So
I think it's an action.
No, it's not.
So through an action. It's
a forever care about somebody. It's a strong forever care about somebody. Like,
but no action, what is it?
It doesn't matter. Like, okay, if it's a girl that I used to date when I was in high school, but I loved her, and I still love her to this today. Like,
right.
Not because I love her like I want to get back with her. I just love her because
you have love for her.
No, love.
No, I still love
whatever it is.
Back.
Go ahead. So if I love her, you know,
wait. Just give me a second. Hold on, guys.
So that's what I'm saying. So love is an emotion because. So I've never like say the girl from high school. And I'm just making an example,
okay,
not like I actually whatever. But I mean, I do. I love.
You don't want that text
ever
later.
Told I love?
Yeah,
I still love them. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's no such thing as to me a falling out of love.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, because if something happens to them, I care.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
if they message me out randomly, I still speak to them because I still have that love for them. Not meaning I want to fuck them, I want to get back with them or whatever. But it's just
you can have a care for somebody. That's fine. You can care for somebody.
That's love.
You can.
That's
care.
what love is.
But that's
because
care
is. I care if this spills on the ground because I don't want to make the studio mad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I care. But in 10 years, I won't give a shit. You see what I'm saying? Like you see what I'm getting at? Like I'm not gonna give a damn. Like, but if I love somebody in 10 years, I would still care if this bottle got knocked down and stuff spilled on the floor. That's why love is bigger than a care.
Yeah, right, but see, okay, but that's why I still think it's an action because even what you said, even though you're saying express through actions, but to let that person know you love them, you would message back to them. If they got into something, you would care for them. You would go to the hospital if something happens to them. That's the action part. Love without action.
The action comes from the emotion that's driving you to get there. If you didn't give a shit, you wouldn't do the action. But if you love them, the action follows it.
But hold on. Okay, but I don't know. This is my thing when emotion starts coming in. Emotions come and go. Actions are definite.
No, action is the time that you do something. So right now, if the ex-girlfriend that you had, you did something nice for her, right?
Yeah.
You say you bought her a chain or something, right? You did that action for her.
Right.
You still love her, but are you still having that same action today? Or you still creating that same action? Did that chain that you bought back then, that action, is it still creating y'all being, in love right now? No, action's gonna go. The love that you have for somebody doesn't leave. It's forever.
That's why I say
feeling. It's a feeling. It's an emotion. Bro, I love this person, and you feel it. And sometimes you don't even try to say it. Sometimes you're like, damn, I love you, girl.
Yeah.
Like, other than when she's giving you head too, like. Cheers.
I don't know, man. Love. That's
even more to Chris' point though. Like, I'm just telling you, of all the people I've dated, I mean, you look back and you like, like to Chris. I mean, you can. People like, man, there's only one person for you, right? People always say that. But I just, it's like you can find no.
I'd have met people that have been married 4 times.
Yes, and I promise you, and for all the women who are like, nah, you don't gonna find one guy. Well, that one guy, once he cheat on you, what happened now?
You don't even like
you out now. I'm done. He ain't no good.
So
he ain't
could you
nobody.
still love the person?
Love does not go.
Love them though because it's a feeling.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like,
but that action ain't gonna follow behind that part. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Just because I love you don't mean I'm about to go to the center, to the edge of the earth.
If things don't work out, whatever you with now, you know what I'm saying? You hate it, you're gonna hurt, but then 2 years, 3 years later, here we are again. You know what I'm saying? Same cycle again.
Yeah, I just feel like that. I don't know. Our culture is we just think everybody's replaceable. You know what I mean?
But you know what? Some of it is, but again, it's going because we have this capitalistic progressive society. It's like we're on to the next, ongoing, and that's probably why divorce rate is so high in our society versus in maybe in some other third world countries.
Well, that's not true either.
I just looked at statistics.
No. I'm saying it's not true because they don't have the option to leave.
But that's what I'm saying.
We'll kill you. We'll stone you if you cheat. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But they have a different. I was looking at it on the way here.
For sure.
And it was several. I don't remember all the names, but it was like they were in the top 20 of the lowest divorce rate. And there were a bunch of third world countries. Mm-hmm. And because of that, because there was like, this is my world, this is what I live in, I'm going whatever. But in our Western culture where we travel and go, I mean, it's like, yo,
let me ask you this then.
Get on page. Let's go.
Just speaking on this too. Do you think we'll ever somewhat solve this dating aspect of the way things are going right now? Can it be saved? Do you think?
Do you think that right now? The answer is no.
Do you think we're too far gone?
Go ahead.
Don't say it can't be. Don't say it can't be.
Let me answer. Let me respond now. The answer is no. And this is because two things. One, because of the way our technology never goes backwards. Okay, so we're going to keep progressing. It's going to become easier and easier and easier and easier. To one point in time, 100 years from now, we're going to be teleporting, or 1,000 years from now, we're going to be teleporting to Alaska, New York, and Miami in 3 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it's never going to go backwards. But the second part of it is, it's biblical, and not to go too far in this, but we're just the honest part is, as we get closer to this end times, right? This is the direction that we're going. This is just life of humanity on earth, right? This is just the direction that we're going. Families are going to constantly break up more. You're going to have more fighting. Crime is going to go up more. That's just the reality of our world that we live in.
So our future's already been set.
Our future is set. Biblically speaking, our future's already been set. So that's the facts. It's not going to get any better. Now, there's half and half. Some of it is our doing, but then some of it is above, is beyond ours, where it's just a biblical fact. It's just going to, as time goes on, relationships are going to be hard. Go ahead.
Yeah. So one, time is going to kill everything anyway.
Right.
So what's going to happen is, or what's going to happen? This is what needs to happen.
Gotcha.
It's not.
So you think there's hope a little bit too?
Well, of course.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because it's not going to fail.
Okay.
It's not going to fail because history repeats. History's just going to keep going.
Sure.
Failure is the end of the human race. Okay, we're still here, however many thousands of years later. Like, you don't think 10,000s, 100,000 years ago, they were, I don't know however long, I don't know how time works. Yeah. But you don't think they were like, bro, this is gonna be the end. This can't get no worse. Like when mom and them were growing up, you know what the old people used to say?
What?
This is the worst it's ever been. This is it.
Yeah,
this is
sure.
And then you know what mom and them said when they grew up? Oh man, it's the worst it's ever been. Ever seen anything like? And, it's just gonna repeat because,
and that's what I'm saying. But it keeps getting worse. And
we're survivors. We're roaches. We're not gonna fade. So only thing we're gonna do, if anything, life on Earth will be done. Maybe. You see what I'm saying? But we'll already be somewhere else. We're survivors. We're roaches. So for sure.
So you don't.
It's evolution,
right?
Evolution. When we got here, we couldn't defend ourselves. So the first couple of hundreds of thousands of humans died pretty quick through disease, through animals eating them, through all that. Like they had to evolve, and then now we get smarter. Hey, well, now we know not to go here. Now this place is hot. That's how you learn about the equator. Like you start learning all that's through evolution, and that's all this is. It's just a time in evolution. So evolution is going to lead to us changing the way we view relationships. That's what's going to happen.
But that's what. And so
but that don't mean relationships are going to be done.
No,
that type of relationship.
That's what I think.
The idea of the older relationship.
So for that, I agree with you. Because you're right. Because that old
something else.
It is going. You're absolutely right. I think it is going to evolve to something else. But that old way of man, woman, a million kids live in the house. I think that's changing.
That's already changed because we don't have farms where we need our own employees.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now we don't need. We're not just sitting around having sex all day. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like the woman's out there working. She ain't got time to be having 18 kids nowadays. Yep. You know what I mean? That's not a realistic thing unless you know Nick Cannon. Like. That's the only. It's the only way. You know what I mean? Like that's just not gonna happen. So evolution is gonna lead to things changing, and that's just what's gonna happen. So I mean, and hopefully,
so there's still hope for people. Then there's still hope.
Relationships aren't going anywhere.
They're just. You got to be willing. You got to be willing to accept the new way of relationships going to be.
And they not. You know what I'm saying? Naturally need vagina. That's not the right thing to say because there's people that don't want it, right?
No.
But the only way to procreate right now is to have sex with a man and a woman, right?
You just got canceled.
Oh no, I guess because you can intimidate.
You can do,
so now
there's technology.
Now that we've so that's what I'm saying. So
that,
evolution is going to just change. Yeah. So we're still going to be able to survive. Right. So that way we've even made it where we don't even need a man and a woman to have sex anymore. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
To make a baby.
That even shows you that we're evolving.
It's just going to keep evolving and that's just evolution of it.
Right. That's the reality. That's the reality of our time.
Exactly. Exactly. And so that's where we're at. Man, that was a cool.
But you know what? All right, I don't know. This may be insane. Okay, what do you guys have any? And I'm gonna switch topics here. Please. Do you guys have any like crazy conspiracy theories that you believe in, or that you even put together? Just like a crazy, because I have.
No, it's not
one.
Crazy.
But okay, well that's perfect. That's perfect.
Real.
Do you have any conspiracy theories like you're kind of set on, or maybe one that you put together, anything like that? I'm curious to hear this.
It's not a conspiracy theory, but go ahead.
I'll let you go, Kyle, because you brought it up.
Mine's insane. Okay,
not crazy, not better than mine.
Okay.
See, but mine's not a conspiracy theory. Mine's the truth.
Okay. Let me hear you want me to go first?
Yeah, I want you to go first. Because mine is going to shut it down.
Okay, so I don't want to seem insensitive to the LGBTQ plus community, anything like that too. But
jump in there.
This is something I had this crazy thought, and I just wanted to like get this out there.
Here we go.
See, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Welcome to the podcast.
What's gonna happen? Okay,
here we go.
But okay, I have this crazy thought. Okay, I'm super fascinated with aliens. That's just kind of like thing. So I was thinking, what happens if? And there's no proof to this. Just a thought that I had, and I just wanted to throw it out here with you guys and tell me what you think. I had this theory of like, what happens if the government is, you know how we're in a state right now of people identifying as man, woman, or non-binary, right? And we have that. So my thought process, what happens if the government, in a way, is helping us get to a point where we can integrate society with aliens who are not male, female, non-binary, and they're getting us. Do you see where I'm going with this? Yeah, binary, exactly. And getting so I was curious, what happens if this is being pushed for us to get equipped to living with aliens? Because so many aliens have been coming here. You know, Mexico.
Oh, I see
New Mexico.
What you're saying.
You get what I'm saying? So almost
like how they trained us to work to work. That's why you started school, so to train people to work for 8 hours.
There's no. But it's just a thought that I had. I was like, they're just getting us equipped to a society.
I don't think that had to do with anything. I mean, you can go down that road, but I don't think it really had to do with anything as far as. I think what is what you're saying. They're probably, because I did see this though, and I don't know if it was a true statement or not.
Because Mexico brought that little alien out. They thought, you know what I mean?
I did see this. They did bring 50 world religious leaders. Now I don't think this was a true argument, but I read the article and I thought it was interesting. They brought 50 world leaders to ask them what would happen if we had to tell the world that aliens existed, and they asked religious leaders that. They asked 50 of the world religious leaders about what would happen if we had to tell the world that aliens existed. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I don't know if that article was true or not, but I thought it was interesting. Of course, they diffused it and say, "Hey, no, this, we never did happen." But I think there's some. What you're saying is like there's a preparation for like what's to come.
You get what I'm saying? Like just.
But I don't know if this really had to do with male, female, or whatever. I don't know if that has to do with anything.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, just the fact of like, okay, you're seeing an alien, you're like, I don't know what you know what I mean, but getting a more accepted to like, okay, this is what this is. You get what I'm saying?
I can see where you're trying to go with.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
But and to backdoor your alien point.
Yeah.
The reason I don't, and this is my theory,
and
it's not even a theory. This is reality. Okay, the reason you haven't never seen an alien before is because they look like us. We are the aliens. That's what's blowing. That's what's the reality of this. We're not from this earth. We transported on a spaceship, got here. Have you ever seen Don't Look Up?
Yeah.
Don't Look Up. Then you ever seen the ending of Don't Look Up? Mm-hmm. They already had the same thought I had. Like, we got here, we landed on this planet. There's things that we didn't realize would eat us and kill us. And if you notice, you don't have claws, you don't have gills, you can't fly, you don't got super speed, you don't have anything to protect yourself here. Every single creature here, every single species on Earth has something to protect them. Has a natural born like protection system to them. You don't have strength. You can't jump high. There's literally nothing to think about it. A grasshopper to an ant to anything all have a way to protect themselves except for us. That's because we weren't made for this planet. This is Earth 65, right? You've traveled to Earth. You come here. We started. It takes about 2,000 years for us to start space travel. And then once we start space travel, we go do this on another planet. And as I said, Earth, as you were talking about, we come here, we take all the natural resources, we burn it, it goes down, it goes away, boom, we're done. All right, let's get on God and get out of here.
So what do you think the UFOs are?
I would think of this. It's our people coming home. It's our people. Like we're a test system. Like we're going to another planet. We're gonna do this again. We're gonna do it again. Why do you think naturally? We figured out how to go to Mars and how we naturally, like, think about it. Nobody's giving us this. There's people like Elon Musk who are trying to create societies on other planets.
But they already have UFO technology and all that stuff too.
Exactly.
But I have been saying this. We're the only living things on this earth that are destroying it.
We don't bring anything to it.
We don't do anything good for this earth.
We only take away from it.
The only thing we do is we take away
because
from it.
Because we're not supposed to be here. If you go to somebody else's house, you would notice.
A lot of tree huggers would love that statement.
That's true.
Well, that's true.
That's the only thing we do. We need the resources here. And
we absorb it.
We absorb it.
We come here, we tear it up. We knock all the trees down. I can't walk with these trees here. We destroy these trees down. Like, we're not living in it. You know what I'm saying? We dig and we take everything from it. And then, like, man, the world's gonna overheat and it's gonna go away. That's because we're killing it. We're killing the ozone, and we're like, you know what? We gotta get out of here.
We destroy the ocean. We plant animals.
Everything. We literally come here and kill everything. So why is that? Why do we not come and naturally give back to this place?
Yeah.
This is not our place. This is not our home.
Or maybe our desire, an evil, which. And again, not to go biblical, but
you're biblical today. Come on,
Christ.
I know, right?
Somebody listen to preach here.
Yeah.
But the one evil that it resolves in all of us is greed, right? That is the evil. That is selfish greed, and maybe that evil in us is what's maybe destroying this earth, because our greed, our need for money. And I need they actually have a situation in the Amazon that they're destroying half of the Amazon, but a portion of the Amazon forest because they want to build retail there to help the country of Brazil. Meaning apartments and shops and malls and things like that.
Right by the Nile.
Yeah, right by the Nile River. So exactly. So our greed, our selfish need for money and power and things like that that's what we're living off of to destroy the earth. Like you said, this is uncomfortable for me to walk through this place because there's a tree here. Well, let me cut this tree down.
Why do you think that? Why
you know what I'm saying?
In order for us to live in the Amazon, we have to tear it down.
Tear it down. Exactly.
We can't just go live in the Amazon.
If you think about how many places you go to where maybe this entire beach. We've got beachfront property, and not thinking about maybe these animals come here to produce, and you know what I'm saying. We don't think about those things.
And then when the animals scurry out from where the houses we torn up from them, we kidnap them, we put them in the zoo.
Put them in the zoo.
Talking about protection.
Exactly. But now you see what I'm saying. Like so
I think our evil, that selfish need and greed is what's really destroying everything. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, I think it's more than that. We're not from here, and we're here.
You're sold on that. Gotcha.
Oh, I ain't no sold. That's just reality.
That's just,
We're already doing the same thing. We're already looking for another planet that has the same natural resources that Earth has. Why?
Right. So we
it's
can
our
do
next science experiment.
Okay. So let me.
We're about to head there.
Okay, but let me ask you this then. So do you
fuel
think?
Up God.
So okay. Okay, let me ask you this then.
How'd you get here, God?
Yeah.
Now go ahead.
No, you one of them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You see
but
what I'm
okay, but so in a way, you're saying that we are the only beings and species in the whole universe.
That's not true. We landed here and there's a whole bunch of them. We just killed them.
So
and we got them out the way. because we're smart. That's our thing. Is we have brain power. We use tools. We're the only species that use tools besides monkeys.
And some other animals too, but I get what you're saying though.
Well,
yeah.
Well, that's been our episode.
Yeah.
I love it.
There's your conspiracy theory. I'm glad we got on that and got off, and we'll edit that out later. Thank you.
I liked it.
So let's finish it. Man. Piece of advice, man. So everybody's favorite segment is the piece of advice segment. This was actually like more of a conversation than a
we just
podcast. I think I enjoyed this. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
No.
All right, Cal, piece of advice, man. What you got?
You know what? My piece of advice is don't give up on love. I hear a lot of times when it comes to relationship stuff too, everything is all doom and gloom. We're always thinking, I can't find this person's here and that too. I honestly believe love conquers all. And so you can't give up on it. It is. I know the ideas change and everything, but and I still think love is an action too, by the way. But my advice is don't give up on it, because I think love is something worth fighting for. I believe so. Love is something that keeps us going, and we can't give up hope on it. I know a lot of things look shit and everything, but don't give up on it.
Nah,
oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, nice.
My piece of advice is something that I heard, and I just want to share with you all. We are more committed to the familiar disappointment of things versus them being. Let me say it this way: we're more committed to the familiar disappointment of things versus them being sought out the new possibilities of an unfamiliar thing. So we commit to things because they're familiar. It's a familiar disappointment to us. It's a familiarity to us.
I heard
and we're more committed to that than we are to the unfamiliar new possibility. Learn to become committed to the unfamiliar. Because that's where your new possibilities lie.
Well, you had the
Bible
verses and everything.
Today preaching
today. Kitty on it.
You can't grow
what you eat this morning?
You know what I'm saying? If you don't try something
Hotel
new.
breakfast.
Hotel breakfast.
Yeah, that's that breakfast taco.
Kick it in. Goddamn, boy, okay.
All right, mine is since we out here in LA, man, we're doing a podcast in LA. I know over 10 years ago we got into entertainment. And we didn't know where we were going to go or what we were going to do or how we were going to get in anywhere or whatever. We were just like, hey, let's go to an open mic at Embargo. You know what I mean? And, let's go do a open mic.
Yeah, Kenny set me up the bomb too.
Yeah. So told him it was funny. But you needed that. And we needed that. You know what I mean? Because those types of things just make you stronger. And so 10 years later, we're in LA at a studio doing our same podcast. We're still with my brothers. You know what I mean?
Right.
Manifest what you want. Manifest what you want. Believe what you want. Know what you want. Every day try to go get what you want. And don't let anybody stop you from getting there. Because if you believe it, then you can achieve it. But you got to put that action behind it. Come on now. You got to put that action behind it. This has been another episode of the Three Real Brothers podcast. Make sure you follow us on all social media at 3 Real Brothers, on TikTok at 3 Real Brothers Pod C. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment on everything on YouTube. Man, it's growing on YouTube. We appreciate that. Let's keep that going as big as we can get. But you can listen to this podcast anywhere you listen to your podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe. Give us 5-star ratings to help us with the algorithm. This has been another episode of 3 Real Brothers podcast, and I want to thank my brothers. And KTRL Studios for allowing us to do it.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.